Hello and welcome to Module 5 of our class this week. This week we're going to be looking at two things, genres and figures of speech. Do all the reading, enjoy it, dive into it, the discussion questions too. But for our assignment, which is probably why you're watching most importantly, we are only going to look at the genres. The figures of speech are not covered in the way that I feel is thorough enough for us to do a full assignment on it. So we're just going to try to go more in depth on the genres. Additionally, I'm going to change the assignment where you do not need to exchange homework assignments. You can just do the genre assignment and turn it in. My announcement clarifies that too in case you have any questions. You'll also receive an announcement that tells you exactly which genres you will be assigned. When you look at that, you'll see something such as this, where it says you may be assigned Old Testament poetry prayers on page 352 in Klein. Now, this is where you are going to need our book. If for some reason you have been putting that off or didn't want to buy it, it's now come where you need it. And I told you in week 1 that you would need the book. You really cannot do this assignment without the book, and I'll be looking for it to be in your assignment and properly cited as part or in addition to the other scholarly resources required in this assignment. So if you're looking for an Old Testament poetry prayer, I'll even give you the page. It's here on page 352, and you can read about that. You're going to receive several genres, and what I'd like you to do for each one of them is to follow this process, to describe the genre and cite your sources, to give guidelines for proper interpretation of this genre, to give a biblical example. For instance, Old Testament poetry prayers might be a psalm. So say here's a psalm, or here's several different passages where we find this sort of genre. And then finally, wrap it all up. This might be a new paragraph. And for instance, say you were looking at a psalm. We could say in Psalm, whatever it might be, we find this genre. And using these guidelines, we can now determine X, Y, and Z about the interpretation. Basically, what I want you to do is show familiarity that between you and someone else who's not familiar with genres, how you might interpret it differently. So what does it mean that it has a genre, and how does that influence your interpretation? I hope that helps you this week. I hope you have a great one.